Hi everyone, Peter Lisiaga here. I hope you are doing great today. Wanted to go live today to share the 7 things I do to stay mentally and emotionally strong at 61 years old. And I wanted to share this simply because of 2 reasons, right? Because it helps me when I share to the world, whether anyone's listening or not, doesn't matter to me. It helps me when I share how I'm feeling, what I'm going through, and some of the things that I'm doing. That helps me, puts it out there, and I hear myself saying it. I also write it down. This is from my notes from my journal. So this helps me, okay, as part of what I do to stay emotionally and mentally strong at my age, at 61 years old. And number two, that there may be one person in this world, by hearing this, they're encouraged, inspired, and knowing that you're not the only one, that you're not alone in this human experience, helps. And when someone in my position, I'm a master instructor at a karate school, and I'm a dad, and I'm an educator, and I've been doing this for a long time, 61 years old. And so when young people or others see someone in my position at my age sharing, the mental challenges that I have and the emotional challenges that I have, I think that's important. So there's one person out there that needs to hear this, I'm sure. If you're that one person, this is for you. Okay. And a couple of my struggles are this, first of all, my aging body. As I get older, I'm feeling the arthritis and the mobility issues that I have, the pain, the sleepless nights because of the pain. And, that for me is really messes with my mind and my emotions. And I find myself in this emotional roller coaster about, getting depressed because I'm aging and I can't do things that I used to do. So that's one of the things that I struggle with, sometimes on a daily basis. And that's why these 7 things are so important. Also me as a karate teacher, I teach martial arts, at Dinoto Karate. I've been at Dinoto Karate in Mount Laurel since 1999. And right before the pandemic, up until the pandemic, and in the beginning of the pandemic, I was one of the senior instructors on the mats teaching. I was doing my kicks. I was being very active physically. And then at 54, 55, my hips started giving me issues, and now I can't kick like I used to. I can't move like I used to, and I'm no longer the head instructor on the mats. And we have a brilliant and very talented and passionate young head instructor now, Master McGill. Respect to Colin McGill for that, but he's now the head instructor. But my role as a teacher now at Dinoto Karate is different. My role, period, at Dinoto Karate, I'm the program director, and I'm embracing that with passion because I get to serve and help people, with my experience, begin their journey in martial arts and stay in their journey in martial arts. And also what's changed, and that's a struggle for me. I have to say, it's really a struggle for me sometimes. I miss being on the mats. I miss being able to be that active, dynamic instructor. But at 61, I've stepped to the side so that we could have a young 24-year-old, talented 24-year-old head instructor take over, and he's doing a brilliant job. And that's exactly what we needed for this time. And so I'm excited about that. But it does mess with my head, my ego, and I struggle with that. Also, my role as a parent has changed. I'm no longer really the director. I'm basically with my kids, because I have a 19-year-old and a 22-year-old. So I don't tell them what to do anymore. I don't really guide them. I'm more of a confidant. So if they trust me enough, they will confide in me. And that's also sometimes, I do miss when they were younger and I was there directing, guiding them. Now they are self-managing, as I would say. And then there's this part of me that I'm experiencing the loss of friends. I have, at my age right now, I'm losing a lot of my friends that I had all these amazing experiences with in the musical theater world, in the acting world, even in martial arts. I also, losing a lot of family members. Just had a couple of deaths in our family, and so at this age, that's part of life, right? That's part of this human experience, and it is what it is, right? But I struggle at times, mentally and emotionally, with these realities of being 61 years old. And I think many of you guys know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I wanted to share what I do. 7 things, just 7 things. There's other things that I do, but these are the top 7 things that I wanted to share with you to for whatever use it is for you. If it's beneficial for you guys, this is what I do to help me to stay emotionally and mentally strong at 61 years old. The first thing, this is number one for me, is just really practicing mindfulness. And mindfulness really can help you stay present and in the moment and not thinking about the losses or the mistakes or even the good times or worrying about the future, but being in the moment. Like right now with you guys, I'm sharing this with you guys. And for me, this is it's helpful for me. And I know there's that one person out there, it's helpful for you. And things that I do when I practice mindfulness, that helps me really reduce this feeling of stress and anxiety and all the things that come with just worrying and regret, all these things. The things that I try to incorporate in my day, and I'm pretty good at it, I'm pretty consistent with this, just being mindful in every moment, and I use meditation. I meditate at least once a day, if not a couple of times a day. And I have a 20-minute meditation that I do right before I go to Dinoto Karate, and I'll do one in the morning, and I'll do a short throughout the day. Did one right before I came on here. Some people will do yoga. I like martial arts, and I'm looking at the karate forms. I remember one of our parents saying that, wow, the karate forms, these movements, this series of movements that we do, it's like a moving meditation. You can incorporate breath. It's like Tai Chi, right? Some people love Tai Chi. I also do deep breathing exercises. I've been doing that for years. And all these things I put into my daily routine. So that's number one, practice mindfulness. Now, what do you do? Do you do mindfulness practice? Let me know. Share with me what you do and share with the world. Okay, number two is practicing self-care. It's so important that we are mindful of the fact that we have to take care of ourselves, from getting the rest that you need and eating healthy, eating what your body needs that's going to keep you healthy, give you energy, and help mitigate any, to basically build your immune system, right? And also exercising and engaging in physical activity. I go to the gym. That helps me. I was doing stuff at home, especially during the pandemic, but now I'm back at the gym working with a personal trainer and also the owner of the gym. I go to Tenacity Fitness of Steve and AJ. Shout out to you guys, Tenacity Fitness. Love you guys. And so if you want to find out more, I'll go ahead and put the link right below. But prioritize self-care. It might be, getting a massage. It might be, I don't know what you would do. This is what I do. What would you do? Or what do you do for self-care? So that's number two for me. Number three is really important, which is why I'm here with you guys. I'm staying connected, okay, and building strong connections, whether it's virtual or whether it's in person, like with our parents at Dinoto Karate Center. I'm building some strong relationships with them. I love you guys. Thank you so much for sharing with me. I had great conversations yesterday with parents. And what I love about what's happening now, I think the pandemic really helped us to see the value in strong connections, not superficial connections. So what's happening now that I've noticed is that when I get with someone, a parent or another community member, someone, we start talking, we are so genuine, we're transparent, we're sharing some things that we're experiencing in our lives that we struggle with, and we're being discerning when we do that, being very responsible with what we share, more often than not. But we're talking on being genuine, staying connected, and that really gives us this, gives me this sense of purpose and belonging. And Miss Alexa on the Facebook group, like the Mount Laurel Facebook group, I'm very, very active there. And we have Alexa, who, a shout out to just Miss Alexa. Thank you so much for creating a in-person event where people who just want to build friendships in the community are coming together. We did one on December 31st. We've got another one coming up just to get connected, because we are hungry. I am hungry for in-person connections, just to build relationships. And it was just amazing. And I remember on December 31st, when we had the last in-person gathering, thank you, Alexa, once again. She started off by basically sharing about her and why she wanted to do this, and how she missed personal connections, making friends and building friendships. And then she shared, she was very honest and transparent, and that set the tone. There were over 30 people there, I believe, and everyone, one by one, myself included, shared why they are hungry for personal friendships, in-person friendships, not just the virtual. This is so valuable to connect virtually, but in person is so valuable, and why this was so important to us. So staying connected is number 3. And then now number 4 is, for me, is something I learned from my grandfather, and also I shared another gentleman, one of my private clients, and I love working with senior citizens. And Mr. Donahue, he passed away a couple of years ago, but he was a client of mine. He was 76 years old. We worked together for many years, up until he was 76 years old, and just training him, helping him move, and using martial arts. He loved martial arts. And he said this along with my grandfather. My grandfather said, always keep learning, always be a student. And I know when engaging new activities or learning new skills, that helps your brain stay active, and it stimulates new neural connections, and the science is there. So we've got to continue to be students and learn new things. Like this month, we have parents and grandparents coming to our karate school and starting martial arts. And they're adults and they're starting something new. They're being a brand new student. And it's funny when you see their kids see them put a white belt on, when they see their parents or their grandparents putting a white belt on, starting something new. So that's pretty awesome. So that's my number 4 thing that I do. There are a couple of things that I'm doing right now to help me mentally and emotionally at 61 years old. And one of the things that I'm learning a lot about, and it helps me as I serve my community, is, I got certified as a positive psychology practitioner, and I've gone so deep into to mental health and well-being, and that major connection, because our health, mental health is part of that, right? And so I'm learning that and learning new things there, and adding that to the work that I'm doing at Dinoto Karate and in our community. So that's number 4, learn new things. Now, what do you do? What do you do now? What are you doing now? And what are you learning that's new now? And I'd love to know about that. Okay, number 5 is simply staying active. Staying active. Physical fitness, going to the gym, dance classes. I don't know what you do, but what I do is I'll go to the gym, and the martial arts is just something that I've been doing forever, and that's how I stay active. Of course, at 61 years old, that has changed. So I have to adapt, but I can still do martial arts. And I am in a position now to help some of our parents that have knee injuries or back pain, or even I have some students that have conditions where they cannot move their body the way I can move my body. Even they have some physical conditions that prevent them from moving. So I have to get creative and help them adapt so they can experience the activity and stay active with martial arts. And you want to really focus on getting at least 30 minutes of moderate to intense exercise, 2 to 3 times a week. At least do something every day that will keep you active. Now, this is what I do. Now, the question is, what do you do? Are you staying active? And if you are, what do you do? Let me know. I'd love to know. Okay, next thing is manage your stress. This is something that I've got to do because the work that I do. And yesterday I was in a webinar, and one of the speakers, there were several speakers, and one of the speakers spoke about how they have 5 businesses and how they were so overwhelmed with all the input from all his team leaders. And he was having all this stuff. He was so stressed out that he had to step out because he was on the verge of just simply quitting and getting out completely, which was, really crazy. But he said that's how stressed he was. So he took a step back and he added some things to what he what he can do every day to manage that. And what I do to manage my stress is that meditation. It's being mindful and being grateful, being present, focused, and being focused on the task at hand, and managing my time, adding relaxation exercises in my day, and also finding opportunities if I need it to get therapy. Therapy, speaking to someone, and that's what I do. Now, what do you do to manage your stress? Okay, my breathing exercises, my all that works together. My sleep, all that works together to help me to manage my stress. My diet, what I eat, all that works together. So, what do you do? Okay, so number 7 is that this is huge for me. That if I'm feeling like that I'm overwhelmed or the pressure is just too much and I feel like I'm losing control, I'm getting off track, I will seek out professional help. And that's what I do. And there's an organization that I use. It's called Online Therapy, and I'm an affiliate now with them because they've helped me so much that I partnered up with them. If you want to connect with them, go right below, the link right below. It's peterlisiaga.com and / online therapy. It's online, get together with someone online. I do that face to face, and it's been extremely beneficial and helpful for me. And it's just so useful. So really seek out professional help. That's what I do to help me manage my mental and emotional state. Sometimes I just get there, right? Even at 61 years old with everything that I've mentioned. Okay. And so that's what I do. What do you do if you know you need to speak to someone, but not just a friend, but you need to speak to someone who's a professional? Because even though I'm a positive psychology practitioner and I've done the work that I've done, one of the things my professor told me is that don't give advice, give guidance and direction. And that's what I can do. I can guide and direct you to the professionals. And it's important that we do that. So what do you do when you know that you need to speak to someone, speak to a professional, right? And so what do you do? Okay, so I'd like to know. Now, to wrap this up, just let me remind you that staying active and connecting with others and being mindful and taking good care of yourself is so important. Being open and learning new things, and then managing that stress, the everyday stress, and being aware enough to and mindful enough to see the triggers that bring on the stress, and really managing that, doing those things, and again, seeking professional help and guidance when you need it. It's so important for us to do that to maintain mental health, emotional health, and that well-being, because mental health and emotional health is part of our overall health. It's not just physical and fitness, or this, it all works together. Okay. And so I want to encourage you to do that. And so I hope this was helpful, and I hope that you have some ideas and that you'll share what you've learned in what you're doing in your everyday life at your age, regardless of how old you are. So until next time, have a wonderful day, and talk to you next time. Bye.